Hello everyone and welcome to Siriana Tarot. This is a singles new love reading for Aquarius. We're going to look at the kind of love you're ready to experience now based on the growth you've already done. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Clear messages, advice, and guidance for my Aquarius, please. All right, your person showing up as the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Cups. All right, strong indication. This is somebody who you're going to meet in your community, somewhere you go back to through friends, work, school, you name it. They're viewing you as the Nine of Wands. This is somebody who's always held a torch for you. And the relationship, we see the Five of Wands, okay? And we see the Four of Cups. So this may be somebody here who's been waiting for you is kind of what I'm getting, Aquarius. They may have been waiting for you to open up to them. They may have been waiting for you to get out of another relationship. It feels like this is someone here who's kind of bored and discontent with their options available to them. They may come off as a bit emotionally unavailable, to be honest. Or they may kind of keep things a bit surface level with you in the beginning. This is somebody who's hardworking, somebody who's dedicated, somebody who, may come off as a little bit boring to you, but they're fun to be around with the Three of Cups, but you might feel like they don't have enough pizzazz, right? We see the Ace of Cups, but they see so much potential here. They have a lot of love for you. But I feel like they're worried that you're going to reject them. That's what I feel. One moment. Okay, sorry about that little interruption. We had cats on laptops and a little emergency averted. All right, so we see Ace of Cups. So again, this person is definitely falling in love with you, or maybe loving you from afar, but I don't know if they're worried that you're not emotionally available, or you don't give them the time of day, or they're just worried that you're going to reject them. Moon in Cancer is coming through strong. All right, and we have the King of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this person is worried about giving emotionally to this connection, because I feel like they see that you have other options available to you, or they don't feel like maybe they get enough attention. I do feel like this is somebody who's quite emotional about you, but they hold that in, they hold that back because they feel like maybe it's not going to work out, or you're going to choose someone else, or the timing isn't right. And with the Five of Swords energy in reverse, I feel like taking us back to the Four of Swords, I do feel like my Aqua is like you may also be trying to measure or take the temperature of this connection or this person. I kind of feel like you don't want to take action. You want to see what they're made of. You want to see, who they are. And I do feel like they light up when they see you. I do, the Three of Cups tells me like you probably enjoy being around one another. But I feel like this person sometimes only gives you that surface level. And in return, you're probably a little bit guarded or thinking, maybe this isn't the connection for me, at least in the beginning. Yeah, see, we see closed off. This person has been deeply wounded and trust must be established to open their heart. And I feel like my Aquarius, don't get me wrong, but I feel like you're kind of like, okay, they're closed off, so I'm not going to spend my time trying to, convince them or do the emotional labor here. Yeah, but they have experienced loss. They're in a period of recovery. They may have, and I'm not necessarily getting that this is a jealous person, but I do think that there's jealousy when it comes to you because they do see you dealing with other people, or they see that you get attention. And I do kind of feel like they closed or they shut down a little bit more because of that, because they've been hurt, because they've been cheated on in the past, or, they feel like, I don't want to have a dog in that fight, for lack of a better phrase. I hate that phrase, but you know what I'm trying to say. They'd rather kind of close off or pull back than have to vie for your attention. Okay, but behind the scenes, they're really emotional about you. They're really passionate about you. So they're a little bit at war within themselves here. There's never a dull moment with this type of person who enjoys life fully. They could be an exciting lover. I mean, that's the Three of Cups. But I almost feel like you don't see this side of them as much as you should, right? Not to any fault of your own, but because of this person kind of being a bit guarded. But I think there's much more to this person than you may even realize. So the Three of Cups and the Eight of Pentacles is definitely somebody who's around you in some capacity, through community, through friends, through work, you name it. This person may be a little bit of a hot mess, okay? Definitely when it comes to you, they could be slender and they may have an unusual name. So that could be a modern name or that could be an ethnic name. All right. What else do we need to know about this person for my Aquarius? I just get they're worried about rejection. They don't like having to like fight for, for anyone's affection. They could have children or they may want children. They may have a career in government or a subset of one of these: healthcare, counselor, therapist, journalist, real estate management, human resources. Okay, that's a specific message. It's not going to resonate with all of you. And we see that this person may be clean shaven, have a bald head, baby face, or no facial hair. Yeah. I do see this person has been really hurt in the past and they're scared about getting hurt. And, they have a tendency to either shut down or pull back, especially if they think they're not going to be chosen, or if they feel like they're gonna get hurt. But deep down, they're very passionate and like exciting and fun. It's just they need to show you that side, Aquarius. All right, and we see this person may like to wear jewelry, particularly rings, maybe more than one ring. They met you more than a year ago, which does not mean that you necessarily know this person, although some of you that may be the case, but I think there's more than anything, there's a past life soulmate connection here. This person may hum often, be very connected to music. You might catch them singing or humming while they're stretching, while they're doing dishes, while they're, doing remedial tasks. They may come from overseas. So this person may be someone who's, comes from a different country, or their parents or their grandparents do. And we get that they're a fire sun sign, Leo, Aries, or Sag. Now, this person is viewing you as the Nine of Wands. So again, part of the reason they might come off as a little bit emotionally unavailable is because they may be reading your energy as guarded, although they definitely hold a torch for you. And this is a strong indication here, Aquarius, of past life soulmates. Emperor energy, this person might be a little bit worried that you're a bit of a player, or you're not looking to step up and be in like a long-term connection. But they see you as so much fun to be around. I feel like when you two do connect, the rest of the world kind of fades away, right? I love this particular Knight of Wands because him and his dog, they're just having like the best time in this little boat. They're in this beautiful setting, but they're focused on one another. So I do think that like your connection is really powerful in a lot of ways. And when you do have time to yourselves, you have a good time. You feel like there's ease. It's easy to be around one another. You enjoy each other's company again. But the Emperor in reverse tells me they're worried that maybe you want to play the field, or again, you have other options. So they don't want to like take that plunge just yet because they don't want to get hurt. And we see the Tower. So this is going to be like a major wake up call for you, Aquarius, but I feel like in the best possible way. You may find yourself thinking for a moment that this is just somebody you're gonna ignore, or you don't really want to deal with in that capacity, or you don't really get them, and there's gonna be this like aha moment of, wow, this is the person I really like to spend all my time with. All right, and we see femme fatale. This person is very physically attracted to you without a doubt, and they see you as, look, you both come through as that mother. No, I thought they came through as some other archetype. But you both are like nurturing and patient, and this person sees you that way. They see you as very loving and somebody they do want to build and grow with. I mean, this person might even imagine you as like the parent of their children, All right, and they love the way you communicate. We see the poet archetype coming through, expresses soul insights and symbolic language. So they may compliment you on your vocabulary, or they love the way you express yourself eloquently, clearly. Now, I am not surprised, because the Five of Wands is like, it might be a little bit of like a rough ride to get to this connection, to a place where you understand how each other feel, to understand, what each other wants. Excuse me, there may be like other factors at play, like other people, options, you name it. This person's fears and insecurities, maybe some of your fears and insecurities. But Spirit's saying this connection challenges the need to manage outcomes. Trust becomes part of the lesson. So it's all about releasing control. Okay. And I kind of feel like that's the energy I'm picking up on. Like you both kind of at some point in time come to a conclusion that maybe this isn't really the right connection. But you continue seeing each other or spending time or running into each other or whatever, and it's like, and it becomes the right connection. It's kind of an interesting energy. All right, and if this reading is not resonating with you, my lovely Aquarius, I just saw 1111, but if this reading isn't resonating with you, do check out your other signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So we do see like the third confirmation here that this connection comes through friends, gatherings, or familiar social environments, and it grows naturally within those shared spaces. All right, and growth with discernment. This connection evolves alongside clarity. Yeah, and that's what I'm getting. I feel like this is there's definitely an evolution. And do I think it's going to be easy? Not necessarily. It's not necessarily like, wow, this is my person from the minute you meet each other. I mean, I definitely think there's physical attraction, but then it's like, I don't know. I don't know about this one. And the more time you spend together, the more you get to know each other. It's like the more you open up and the more you see how really, truly compatible you are. All right. And we see that this connection enters during a shift in your life. Movement and change create space for alignment. So that could be a shift in your life, a shift in this person's life. But Spirit has a funny way of sending us soulmates exactly when we need them. All right, so anything else my Aquarius need to know here, please? All right, lasting love. Yeah, so even if it's a little bit of a bumpy road to get there, this is your true love. This is a lasting love. We see guided steps to great love. Follow the path of ascension, and it is going to be a little bit of a path to get there. We see enjoy a change of scenery to spice up your love life. This is going to be different than your other relationships. Some of you might meet this person during, travel or change. It could also be a warm climate where you meet this person, or where they're from, or where you're living. And Spirit saying rekindle, an old flame returns. But again, I don't think this is an ex. I keep getting that past life soulmate connection. So despite like kind of initially feeling like maybe we're not compatible, or maybe I don't want to put in the work here to figure this out, there's definitely this sense of familiarity between the two of you. Like you start realizing you have so much in common, and you feel like, oh my God, I've known this person. I've done this before. All right, so important dates. We see November. Okay, so Scorpio, Sagittarius energy, and we also have March, Aries, Pisces energy. All right, I'm going to leave it here, my Aquarius, sending you love and light. Take care.